Okay, so did you know that you can drown? Okay, I know it's like, wow, what a start off for a video. Yeah, you can drown in less than a foot of water. Okay, so pretend the water's emotion, but you never really liked water. You never liked swimming. Maybe even water makes you sick, or that brings up fears or something like that. Let's say there's only a little bit that you actually have to face. Maybe even like a kiddie pool, or just like a small, like I said, less than a foot of water. That's all it takes, right? So there's some people right now that are out there trying to make their way through this whole wave of information, energy, vibrational frequency, and emotion. It's affecting them physically, and they're having to go through certain things that they didn't think they'd ever have to look at, or, um, things they'd rather just forget, which is fine, understandably. I'm going to say something now, and it's probably going to blow your mind. Um, this is a thought that I just had, and the moment I said it, I said I need to make a video right now, because that's some epic shit. If you've experienced, especially at a young age, okay, because there's traumas that can happen throughout our entire lives, not just at a young age, but um, mid-teens or even early adulthood and stuff. And our brains don't technically fully mature or develop. I don't mean cognitively, but I mean like the physical part of it, till like the age of 29 or something like that, I think. But any of the shame, okay, because I went through this too, and part of my healing, I had to face that aspect. I had to face shame. So any of that shame that you carry for something that happened to you, especially, it's not even your shame. It's your parents' shame. Because any parent in their right mind, or that has a conscience at least, when something happens to their child, especially something that may have happened to them, maybe not the same way, but there's going to be that energy of shame and disappointment in themselves, for not preventing it, because it happened to them. Even if they're callous people, there's still going to be, in my opinion, like a little fleeting glimpse in there, that energy of shame. And instead of taking that on, some parents just project it onto the child to carry for their entire life. Believe it or not, that energy of shame that you carry from something that happened to you, right? Now, there could have been things that you did too. Maybe you haven't forgiven yourself for. If you had no guidance, you're at a young age or something like that, you didn't know. You didn't know better. You need to be able to first of all, forgive yourself. Say, I forgive myself. Say it with me now. I forgive myself for not knowing better then. I know better now. Okay? And that shame that you carry, the way you want to hang your head down sort of energy, crawl in a little ball, or, you can't face the world, you can't imagine anybody knowing that part of you. It's not even your energy to carry. It never was. No child just develops that. That's projected onto them. Even when they do something bad, let's say a kid dumps a whole entire bag of flour on the floor, there's ways of handling that situation. But for the most part, the parent's going to have that energy of disappointment in themselves to not prevent such a thing. But instead of acknowledging that, that's right, accountability, they project it onto the child in the form of discipline, usually right off the bat. Yes, there's good discipline, but there's also just projection, which is masked as discipline, in my opinion. I'm not an expert. I do not have children, so you don't have to listen to a goddamn thing I say. But just know this, you're allowed to forgive yourself for not knowing better, and your understanding of the energy that you're carrying right now, that shame, is not even yours. It's not. It never was.